Narcissistic individuals are desperately craving that control of others to gain that sense of certainty within their own life. And we can all like that sense of certainty. However, the majority of us don't go out manipulating and exploiting people to create that sense of certainty within ourselves. A narcissistic individual will. They feel entitled to do as they please. They lack the empathy to care. They're just looking to get their own needs met. And many a narcissist will use sleep deprivation in order to gain control over someone. Now, this can be consciously done or subconsciously done. It depends on the narcissistic individual that you're dealing with. When it comes to dealing with a narcissist, when you are in a relationship with one, when you have a narcissistic parent, a narcissistic sibling, a narcissistic friend, due to the situationship with a narcissist, you are forever ruminating and thinking and overanalyzing everything, and then they're accusing you of overthinking, and you're thinking that you're the one that's overthinking when they're provoking that thinking within you. Their behavior, their deception, their lies, their secretiveness gets you to a point that even when you're resting, you're not resting, you're ruminating. So you end up full of anxiety, insomnia, when dealing with a narcissistic individual. Now, they can just simply create arguments during the day, create arguments before you go to bed, so that because nothing gets resolved with a narcissistic individual, you're trying to resolve the issue. It creates an argument. You're the one that's then on edge. You're the one that's thinking about what you could do better. And it can get to a point where if they're your partner and you're going to sleep, you can then potentially be the one keeping them awake because you're the one that wants to resolve the issue, and they're happy to fall asleep because they know they've got one over on you. Or they can just fall silent on you out of nowhere, and it's difficult to rest when somebody's not speaking to you and you have no clue as to what you've done wrong to offend that person. They will go all out to guilt trip you and shame you and embarrass you and humiliate you. So again, you're overanalyzing everything, trying to work out what on earth is happening, and it's perfectly normal. It's a normal, healthy response to overanalyze because you're trying to get to the bottom of the matter. Only the information that is accurate you don't actually want to hear, because you don't want to believe that a person could treat you in such horrific ways. It's a form of self-protection, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with how the person is treating you. Narcissistic individuals can use passive-aggressive behaviour to disturb your sleep. So they can go all out to sort of just keep getting out of bed to look at their phone, so that you're then curious and wondering what's happening. And they do it just enough to disturb you so you can see, but pretending like they're not trying to wake you, such as getting up and turning lights on and shutting doors. They can do it just enough so it disturbs you, but in a way where they're pretending that they're trying to not disturb you. Though I'm ever sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. But it's a regular pattern of behaviour. They might play the victim when you want to go and rest. They're going to guilt trip you and say, oh, well, I really wanted to stop up and watch this movie with you. Oh, I'm going to be lonely if nobody's around. So they guilt trip you into stopping up. And then when you stop up, they say, hey, you're not going to fall asleep on me like you did last time, are you? And you'd be like, no, I will try to stay awake. And then when you start nodding off, they'll start nudging you and making noises. And hey, you promised you'd stay awake for this. Because they don't care about you and your requirements for sleep. They just care about getting their needs met by you. And they can use this under the disguise that they want to spend time with you. So it feels like they're being sweet and you're being rude by wanting to fall asleep because you need rest. Some narcissistic individuals will happily dictate when and where you sleep. They can do it with the guilt trips, or they can overtly dictate when and where you sleep. They can create that argument and then kick you out of the bed. They can wake you up by hitting you, yet claim they're doing it in their sleep. They just accidentally hit you It was nothing to do with them, or they can wake you up by kicking you but claim that they're just kicking out in their sleep. And it looks like they're sleeping, only they're not. They're going all out to keep you away. Or they can disappear on you, which can be a very worrying and uncertain time when someone that you cares about just disappears. You're concerned. It's very, very difficult, if not near impossible, to fall asleep, when, especially the first time, when you know someone you care about has just disappeared. You can go chasing after them and sending them messages, which is feeding them because they're getting the attention. They're not going to answer you, they're getting the attention with your messaging them. You can message their friends and their family, and then they'll claim that you're the one that's just obsessed. They won't tell the full situation. It's very difficult to rest when someone you care about has suddenly disappeared. And then when they come back, they want you to be all grateful and pleased. And, yay, welcome home, I'm so glad to see you. When, because of the fear, and because you can't believe they've done that, you end up laying into them, and then they get offended. See, this is why I never want to discuss anything with you, because they lack the empathy to recognise how their behaviour affects you. Now, sleep deprivation does a number on us. It does many numbers on us, to the point where we can become more clumsy, we can become more forgetful, and it makes it so much easier for the narcissist to then begin to gaslight your reality. Rest is important, just as important as fuel, as eating food. We all need a certain amount of rest. And yes, some people need to sleep longer than others. It depends on the person. Most people are respectful of other people who need their rest. Narcissistic individuals are respectful of getting their own needs met, and they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour might negatively impact you. And they often enjoy the result of you being forgetful and clumsy, because then you're no longer perfect and they can claim themselves to be better and superior than you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments with people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissist Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. They'll be in the description also if you'd like to go and check those out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.